Hey everyone, let's talk about Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress by Sijie. This is a very short book, but very beautiful, very powerful, and very educational. This book is set in 1971 and we follow two boys who were sent from the city to Phoenix Mountain, a rural area in China, to be re-educated. And that is something that I had never heard of before. Mao's Cultural Revolution was just being successful and he was at the top of his game back then, and he sent everyone to be re-educated. Books were not allowed, intellectuals were basically looked down upon, and they were enemies of the state or of the class or whatever. And it was really interesting. I did not know that this happened. So this is the first part that I really appreciate about the book. The next part is the writing. This whole book is written so beautifully. It's just unbelievable. It's so thin, but the scenes created are so vivid. I constantly had an image in front of my eyes of what I was seeing. And this image was kind of disturbing in some point, because those images reminded me of all those old kung fu movies I saw as a teenager, where the story didn't play now, but way in the past. But the life of the people in the book on the mountain, it just sounded like those early Chinese movie themes. And I don't know if you understand this, but it kind of felt that the people on the mountain lived in a different century. And this was very well portrayed in the book. And it kind of felt that Mao wanted them to go back to the life of these last century village people. And I also love the story of this novel. We follow those two best friends who were sent to the mountain because they were apparently intellectuals, but they themselves say, we only had like 3 years of school. After that, schools were closed. Books are not allowed anymore, so we don't really have a knowledge or an intellectual education. But still they are sent to the mountain to basically do simple, hard work. And on that mountain is where they meet the little seamstress. It's a mountain girl, she's very simple. But as the story would be really boring if that were all, we also have more kids on that mountain who were sent there to be re-educated. And one of those kids has a suitcase full of forbidden books. And our two main characters, they try to get to those books and try to read them. And it's all about these books and how these books change their lives and how these books change the life of the little seamstress. And it's very interesting how they were sent to the mountain to be re-educated, to go back to a less intellectual life, to a more simple life, and how they start reading all these books and how that turns them into more intellectual people than they had been before. And I really love how this process of the meaning of books and literature in our life is portrayed in this book and in this novel, and how the story really embraces the importance of education. One interesting fact I really don't know what to make of yet is that no one really has a name. We don't know the name of the narrator. We only know the name of his best friend. Everyone else has a nickname or just a title, but we don't really get names apart from that one character. And I don't know what it means. I thought it was very interesting, but don't know why. Okay, I need to stop talking about this. If you have read this book, tell me in comments, let's talk about it. If you haven't read it yet, you should. It's very short, it's very fast, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.